As we look back on the year 2020, we cannot avoid thinking about illness and hardship. This does sadly have great relevance, but here at QRI Sweden we feel confident that further into the future there are going to be positive things in 2020 which will overshadow the COVID pandemic. High on our list of candidates for these are the successes that the Qualia Research Institute has achieved during the year. The QRI has established itself as a valuable partner in collaboration and networking with key players in the human endeavor to at last begin to get a grip on the fundamentals of the final frontier of understanding minds. Without mastering mind technology, it seems unlikely that human civilization is going to be able to prosper on other planets, or even endure on the Earth. Infectious disease control is certainly important, but it is far from enough. The QRI has the goal of eventually enabling the entire state space of consciousness to be both modeled and explored, to turn into physical science that which in 2020 is still mostly assumed to belong to the illusions of religion. The QRI is on a trek to boldly go where no one has gone before and ultimately make solid progress even in notoriously thorny philosophical areas like solving utilitarian aggregation problems. Such as by compiling phenomenological valence to physics and mapping subjective well-being as a function of intellectual performance in different mental domains for various personality profiles and aggregate to team level and society level by computer simulation. While this may come across as hard to comprehend to most people in 2020, it is likely to, in the future, be as much a part of textbooks on the history of science as the way Alfred Wegener and Charles Darwin solved geology and ecology by pioneering, respectively, plate tectonics and evolution by natural selection. As we are well aware with the benefit of hindsight, these paradigm-shifting breakthroughs were mostly, at the time they were first introduced, regarded as incomprehensible, impossible to prove, and of no possible practical use. The founders of the Qualia Research Institute may come to be recognized to be of equal scientific importance as Wegener and Darwin, but even more they correspond to Albert Einstein, as they are set to eventually finish the job that Einstein started. Einstein developed mathematical modeling which unified time with space and matter with energy, thus taking cosmology from its origin in theology and making it into a hard physical science whose ability to produce testable predictions about the structure of the universe is now taken for granted. The QRI is on a mission to develop mathematical modeling which unifies cosmology with conscious phenomenology. The QRI is most of all in need of funding for conducting experimental testing of the symmetry theory of valence and neural annealing. These are proposed tools for mathematical modeling of the core principles upon which minds operate. There is a significant chance that the QRI is as far ahead in formalizing the physics that underlies mental phenomena as Albert Einstein was in fundamental physics in 1905 when he proposed that light can be formalized as the quantized particles we are now familiar with as photons. If that formalism had never been developed, we would still take for granted certain properties of light but think of others as a hard problem. Modern information technology would then not be possible. Will you help the Qualia Research Institute make humanity as competent with respect to mind as what Einstein accomplished with respect to light? Information technology is booming in 2020, but mind technology is in its infancy. There is a window of opportunity now for science patrons and angel investors to get involved with the Qualia Research Institute and share in the huge benefits of opening up this final frontier where smartness, fulfillment, and cooperation shall become unified and optimized by science and technology.